Really, what's up, everyone? It's class 190 with me, Dave, and we're here to do some yoga. So thank you so much for joining. Let me just get this camera angle right. Maybe I'm a little bit too close. I've just been to get my hair cut, actually. It's pretty sharp, doesn't it? Wow, there's a lot gone. I feel a lot better. I put my woolly hat back on, and then my woolly hat felt a bit wobbly. It's still cold out there, isn't it? So if you've made it this far, then you've probably committed to getting onto your mat this afternoon. So if you have, thank you so much on this 190th class. Just to let you guys know as well, we did a bit of chair yoga last week, and it's going to become kind of like a semi-regular class. So we're going to be doing the first chair yoga session next Tuesday, the 18th at 2:30 p.m. And then it bounces around. Some Tuesdays, I think there's some Mondays, and there might be some Thursdays as well. So I think we've got 2 or 3 scheduled, two scheduled in February, and then I think we've got 3 scheduled in March as well. So have a look at the schedule. As I say, it's not at the moment, and I don't know if it will be, whether it will be a regular time, but that's kind of where we are at the moment. It's bouncing around all the time. So if you enjoyed last week, or if you know anybody that you think will benefit from chair yoga, that might be yourself. I think everyone benefits from chair yoga, right? It's exactly the same thing we're doing, but we're just sitting in a chair, which sounds like simple, right? But we can do all the moves that we do on the floor on a chair. So I'm really looking forward to teaching that, because I just really enjoy practicing it, and also I've really enjoyed teaching it as well. So yeah, look out for it. Feel free to put some comments in the comments column. I'm just looking at the comments column. And also remember that these beautiful guys at the Virtual Village Hall, they're on all the social media: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You're all on TikTok, right? I'm on TikTok. Have you seen my videos? I'm not really. That'd be really dull. But the Royal Voluntary Service Virtual Village Hall have got some great TikTok videos. They've got some really good content out there. So yeah, check it out. And if you're more about Facebook, then you're probably following on Facebook and YouTube as well. You can find all the content on YouTube. And the beautiful thing about the content is that it's all there for you to do at your leisure. You don't have to do it right now. So shall we do some yoga? I've got a nice cup of chai here. And the coffee cup says, probably can't read that, Leicester Coffee House Company, which is one of my favorite coffee shops in Leicester, or it is my favorite coffee shop. Hi to you, Jackie. Thanks for saying hello. I'm going to go back onto my mat. I thought I'd grabbed a blanket, but I obviously didn't. But I'm going to grab a blanket, and then feel free to, find something that you can sit on. I am returning, I promise. I've just wandered off. Here's my blanket, my Mexican blanket. These are beautiful. We use these at the Space to Breathe in our yoga space. And all I'm going to do is going to plonk my bottom on there. Now, if you did follow last week and you did stuff in the chair with me, then remember you can do all of this stuff in the chair. So this is a position called Sukhasana, which is sometimes known as easy pose, but it's not the easiest pose. But it's funny, this year I've been feeling a lot more comfortable sitting like this. And you're probably thinking, oh, well, you're a yoga teacher, mate. Of course you're going to feel comfortable sitting like this. But I am not the most flexible yoga teacher. That's all right. If all the yoga teachers were flexible, right, it'd probably put a lot of people off doing the practice. Anyway, all right, let's spend a little bit of time to settle. So you can bring your hands onto your knees or your palms face up, and then maybe close your eyes and draw your attention inwards. And I'll be quiet for a minute. Don't worry about what I'm doing here. We'll stay here just for a little bit longer. Maybe the eyes are closed or your gaze is soft, and think about what's going on. Yeah, maybe just attached to your breath. Notice how your breath feels within your body. And maybe scan your body. Notice how your physical body feels. And then if you had your eyes closed, then really gently and slowly, just come with your eyes open. Nice. A little bit of movement through your neck. Feel free, if you want to, you can kind of move a little in between these postures, because we are going to be sat for a little bit today. So just drop your chin down towards your sternum, and then just rock your chin a little side to side. And then if you wanted to, you can draw some circles with your head. You inhale the head up. Exhale as the chin just falls down. And then just come back the other way. Noticing that tension, maybe a little softness through the jaw can be achieved by just opening your mouth a tiny little bit. And then eventually bring your head all the way back to center. And then from here, take a full exhale. All right, if your eyes are closed, come with your eyes open, and then lean back into your hands. Have a quick look down with shins in front, and then you can just swap your leg out in a moment, or your legs out in a moment. Just kind of move a little side to side. And then the next time your knees are over to the right, just hold here just for a few breaths. Think about that left knee, and then breathe into the side of that left hip, leaning back a little more here, maybe twisting towards the right a little bit. Inhale back to center, and then exhale to the other side. And then, you probably that left leg, the left leg is kind of, quite low to the ground. And then there's a little resistance through the right leg. Breathe into that right hip, maybe twist a little towards the left. And then inhale, come back to center. And then this is your opportunity to bring your other shin in front and come back to Sukhasana. All right, grab a drink if you need to. And then we're going to do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing. So we'll do a nice kind of gentle flow. This is energy channel cleansing breath, energy channel cleansing breath. And then we're going to speed it up, but don't worry about it too much. If you don't like doing it a little quicker, then you can always stay with the first rhythm. So bring your right hand up, and then very gently, maybe you want to blow your nose here, block off your right nostril with your thumb. Inhale through your left nostril. Close off your left, exhale through your right. Inhale right. Close off right, exhale left. And really notice the flow of breath. Inhale through the left. Close it off, exhale through the right. Inhale right. Switch, exhale left. One more round like that. Inhale through the left. Switch, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Switch, exhale through the left. You can bring your right hand down. Breathe into the space you've created. And then if your eyes are closed, just come with your eyes open. And the idea with that breath is that, it's quite a balancing breath. And when we breathe in and out through the opposite nostrils, it kind of cleanses our energy, the channels within it. We can think about the three main channels in the body, or energy channels. They're called nadis. And one of them is the sushumna, which is kind of runs up and down the spine. So when you breathe like that, you sat nice and tall, you can really feel the flow of the breath. So what we're going to do now, you can go with that breath again if you know it well, or you can join me with something a little bit more powerful, which is going to be energy rising. Okay, so we're going to use the same hand, the same mudra. You're going to inhale through the left. So you block off the right, inhale through the left, block off left, exhale through the right. So that's it. Then you swap. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. You can go nice and slow, or you might follow me. I just do this pretty rapid. So you're inhaling left, you're exhaling right. And then block off the right nostril. Inhale through the left. Maybe pause the breath here at the top. Squeeze the belly up. Squeeze the belly in. Focus to the crown of the head. And exhale. Let the breath go. Bring the right hand down. Take a few balancing breaths. So kind of just let the breath come back to a nice steady rhythm. Notice how that feels. And then we're going to do the other side. So we're going to inhale through the right. We're going to exhale through the left. So this one's a little bit more energizing, because right nostril is energy, kind of sun energy. Left nostril is moon energy. So we've got masculine right, feminine left. So this is a really nice way just to bring that energy up. All right, so block off the left nostril with your ring finger or little finger. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale right. Exhale left. And either stay like that or speed it up. And then block up the left nostril. Inhale through the right. Pause the breath. Squeeze the belly up. Squeeze the belly in. And exhale. Nice. Bring the hands onto the knees. Palms face up. And maybe keep the eyes closed if they're closed, or the gaze nice and soft. Just breathe here. Beautiful. And then turn the palms so they're face down on the knees, and then just begin to circle your torso around your hips. A little bit of Sufi grind. Inhale here, and then exhale as you come back. Just get into this nice circular movement. Remember, with all these postures, the eyes can remain closed, or your gaze is nice and soft. Inhale, come back to center. Take a full exhale. And then just swap it out, come back the other way. So you just kind of rotate in the opposite direction. And you make the movements as kind of expansive, as fluid, feels good. If you're feeling tight in the spine, then you might just sit a little taller and you think about your navel and you just kind of draw little circles. That can be really rewarding. Or, things are a little freer and you might bend into the elbows a little. Some people like to go really quickly. Some people like to kind of do this in stages. So kind of find that circular movement that works for you. Stay curious about what's happening. Don't think about this stuff too much. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, let the breath go. Then one more time, nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. Let's do a couple more things sat, and then we're going to stand, and we're going to do some balancing today as well. So maybe you should swap your shins out again. Bring your legs out, and then just drop the legs over to one side. Maybe pause and take a few breaths here. Kind of lean back into the hands, spread out through the fingers. Inhale to center, exhale, drop the knees to the opposite side. See how that feels. And then inhale, come back to center. And then if you can remember, bring your other shin in front. I was going to say your new shin, your other shin in front. Grab a drink if you need it. And then a little bit side to side. So lateral movements. Then we'll do a twist. And then we'll do a kind of like a dynamic lateral movement. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist over to the right. So we do this most weeks, don't we? Left hand on the right knee, right hand behind. Inhale to find length. And then exhale into your twist. Just keep moving like that. Nice deep inhales. And full releasing exhales. One more. Nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. Inhale, bring the arms all the way back up. And then exhale, twist to the opposite side. Breathe here. Inhaling. Exhaling. Take one more round of breath. Full exhale. Nice. Inhale, bring the arms all the way back up. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Nice. Keep the left hand rooted down. Inhale, right arm all the way over to the left. So you can think about all this space you're creating here. You don't have to kind of force yourself down onto the floor. Maybe a bend into that left elbow, and you can have a big bend in the right arm, or you can kind of sweep the arm by the ear. Think about the space. If I stretch a little further through these right fingers as I press my right sit bone down into the floor, I can feel this beautiful stretch down the right side of my body. And I feel like I neglect that side of my body and the other side. But, like these lateral movements, breathe into each rib. So every inhale, you find length. Every exhale, maybe you sink a little further. Take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, just swap that out nice and gently. Maybe find a little length first. Then you can sweep the left arm by the ear or bend the elbow. You can even do this kind of caper and kind of bring the hand onto the ear and open the left shoulder out. You can bend into the right arm. You can bring that right arm down onto the floor, whatever works for you. But create space here. And when we create space, we create opportunities, right? And we create this kind of like hope. And I like that, figuratively speaking, but also physically, our bodies can serve us really well, even though when you feel like they're letting you down and, we work with injuries. And breathe, one more round of breath. And then exhale. Bring that arm down, root the fingertips down into the floor. Take one more deep inhale just to lengthen your spine. Maybe an exhale through your mouth. One more like that. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And then from here, come to stand. Do that really gently. We've been sat there for 20 minutes. So a gentle, gentle, gentle way to get up. I was just thinking about Peaky Blinders and thinking about the amount of whiskey that they drank. It kind of looked like it. I promise you it wasn't. It was chai. All right. Okay. All right. So bring the feet about hip width apart. Have a little adjust. I'm going to tuck myself in, so excuse me while I do that. How's that light doing? All right. Okay, so feet about hip width apart. Root down into the feet, and then have a little kind of move around, maybe come into the toes, into the heels. You know, as you do this, I really feel the legs kind of, they switch on a little bit. I can feel it in my calves, feel it in my toes and my ankles, maybe a little side to side. You know, don't have to be big movements. Don't even have to lift the feet too much. Kind of come onto the blade edges of your feet, come into the heels, back into the toes, maybe draw some circles with your hips. In fact, let's do that. Let's kind of bring the hands onto the hips and just kind of draw some circles, a few circles in one direction, and then come back the other way. Just little movements. Don't think about it too much. And then what we'll do is we'll do a little twisting movement. So root back down into the feet, bring the right hand on your heart, nice and familiar. Inhale, left arm to the left. Make sure you've got enough room. Exhale, right arm to the right. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And a nice powerful breath. You can hear my breath, right? So, you know, use your breath in this nice fluid movement. So just twisting the body open at every level here. It's really good for us to do this. All of those, you know, side movements we just did, the lateral movement, this kind of just adds on to all of the work we've done through the spine. And then we did all of those Sufi grinds at the start where we worked into the spine and the hips. A lot of movement there. You know, if it's slow and you want to slow it right down, go for it. You know, you don't want to make yourself dizzy. You don't want to kind of move too strongly here. You know, you find your own practice. And then take a couple more rounds and then eventually come back to center. Have your palms face forward and then maybe bring your feet right underneath your hips. Root down through the feet again. Take a deep inhale and take a full exhale. So standing in Tadasana. Tuck the chin in a little bit. I'll show you from the side. You know, you don't want the head to be kind of like jotting forward. You don't want it too far back. See if you can balance your head right on top of your chin. I've got a little picture here so I can just check the back of my neck. So you want to kind of lengthen this part of the body. And then the shoulder blades are nice and relaxed. And you might close the eyes and you just wonder what it's like to stand. It's nice, right? And just let your energy settle, because we're going to do a few balances from here. So, all right. So remember with balances, they can be tricky, especially if you don't practice them. Balances, when I've been doing yoga, I haven't got particularly, you know, super flexible or anything, but my balance has got a lot better. It's not perfect or anything like that, but my balance is a lot better since I've been practicing yoga. So remember, you know, work slowly here and don't expect too much. So if you've got a wall by you, you know, you can just bring one finger and maybe just put your finger on the wall, and that can help you support yourself. Or maybe you want something a little bit more solid, your choice. And what we'll do is we'll do tree pose, but let's build it. Let's spend a little bit of time with tree. So what you see in tree is, generally speaking, you know, you'll have a yoga teacher and they'll have their foot up and they'll be kind of somewhere like this, right? With the foot up nice and high. I say nice and high, it's just a version. But for a lot of people, you know, even for me there, it's like, it's hard, you know, it's hard to bring my foot into my thigh. It hurts a little bit. The kind of texture of my trousers, my foot slips a little. So I don't generally put my foot up there. What I will do is I'll kind of bring it onto my calf, and then I can kind of like press my calf into my foot into my calf, and then open this right knee out, and I'll do it that way. So, you know, you're here. Now you can see, you know, there's a little bit of wobbling around, and I'll look around, and that can really affect my balance. Okay, so we want to look at one thing. So what I generally do is I look about 6 feet in front of me, and that's where I want to kind of focus, because if my focus is going all over the place, it's hard to balance. The third option in tree is this one, where you just bring your toes up against the floor, and then you've got your ankle on your other ankle. So you're here, right? And this is great because it's still a balance, right? There's only a bit of lightness through my toe, and then I can lift my arms, I can play around. So there's the three options, if you're really adept. And then that fourth option would be something like this, right? Or it could be something like that where, you're kind of practicing bringing the foot up. But as I say, it's not where I'm going to go today. So we're going to go left foot first. Find your drishti. So this is your gaze point. It's a Sanskrit word. And I've got a nice rug out in front of me, so I'll probably just look at this nice rug and find a pattern and then commit to it. Find your breath. So the breath is going to be really key. And we're going to root down through the left foot. You can bring your hands to your heart or your hands on your hips. And then I'm going to bring my right foot to my left calf. And then I'm going to bring my hands to center. And then, there's a little bit of wobbling through my left leg. That's okay. Don't mind that too much. I've got a little injury in this left ankle, so the left foot does wobble a little. That's cool. You can bring the hands up if you want to do it this way. You can keep gazing down in one spot. You'll see that my eyes are moving a little bit, but I'm looking at my computer as well, and I can see myself balancing, so that helps. Breathe deeply. Nice. Take one more round of breath. Maybe have a little sway around. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And then release that right foot and release your left foot, and then give the legs a little shake out. Sometimes we can have a lot of tension in the body after those balances, so let the tension go. And then your choice again, go ankle, go calf, or you can go up in the thigh. Don't do this one, by the way, which is on the side of the knee, because you don't want to do that. Even though you hear some teachers say it's fine to do it. I don't mind if you do it, but I was taught not to do it that way. So hands to the heart or hands on the hips, root down through the right foot, lift the left foot, place it on the calf, the ankle, or up in the upper thigh, and then bring your hands to your heart. Breathe it out here. Nice deep inhales, full exhales. Maybe bring the hands up. You can, use this little mudra with the thumb and the forefinger together. You can sway around a little bit, play around with your pose. Don't feel like you need to be still. Maybe bend the elbows. Bring your hands to your heart. Give the leg a little shake. Sigh it out. Nice. And remember, you can always have the finger on the wall. And if you were doing this kind of thing and you were coming in and you were coming out, that's all right. Okay. That's nothing wrong with this and then and this, and foot comes back down. You're just practicing. And the more you practice, the more the brain catches up and the more you can balance. And as we all get older, balance is a really important thing for humans. So, we run that risk of falling more, and then we lose our confidence, and then, we're not moving in the way that probably we used to. So we're all going to kind of lose bits, right, along the way, but balance is really worth looking at. Let's do one more balance. I'm going to step off my mat a little bit. And they're going to root down through the left foot again, and then just lift the right knee up. Now you can stay here if you want. This will require a little bit of flexibility in the hip, a little bit of leg strength, or you can make a basket grip around the right knee, and then kind of lengthen the spine, and then stand nice and tall. Don't have to do anything else. You can always open that right arm out a little. Keep gazing forward. Notice what's going on in the left leg. And again, if you kind of do this and you fall out, that's all right. Just come back in, reset. Maybe bring the right arm out. You might bring the foot down again, and you just reset. And I promise you, after 2 or 3 weeks, or if you do this when you're kind of brushing your teeth or in the shower, even for, 10 or 20 seconds, it will really, really begin to work for you. All right, bring the hands back to center if they weren't there. Squeeze the knee in, and then bring the right foot down. Give the legs a little shake. Maybe a nice sigh out through the mouth. And then we'll do one more balance just on the other side. Root down through the right foot. See how that feels. And then left leg up. Basket grip. That can feel quite nice, right? And I've not done a huge amount of balancing recently, so I can see that my balance is a little bit off today, but it's good, right? I know that it's informing that I just need to do a bit more. Left arm out, which is nice. Right arm. And you can do this thing where you gaze down the left arm, but we're not doing that today. We're just going to look forward. Keep it pretty relaxed. If you do this kind of thing and the foot comes down, just touch the toe, reset yourself. Breathe it out. You don't want to crunch into the right toes. You want to spread the right foot out as much as you can. It's going to support you. Nice. Take one more round of breath. And exhale. Bring the left foot down. Give the legs a little shake. Nothing too formal here. Maybe come up onto the toes. Stretch the backs of the legs. How does that feel? Beautiful. All right. Come to the tops of your mat. Really great work. I know balancing is not the most thrilling thing for some people, but I think it's a really big part of our yoga practice because we're using our balance all the time, right? Even standing like this. At one point, we couldn't do this, right? So bring the hands to the heart. Nice. All right. When you're ready, take an inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. And then as you exhale, I'm going to ask you just to fold all the way in. Inhale to a flat back. So remember, I come nice and high, but I can get my back relatively flat here. I bend my knees. And then exhale, hands down and step back, one foot then the other. And then as soon as you're back in this plank, drop your knees down. And then from here, all fours, just move a little through cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly down, lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale as you round your spine. So just get into this nice little fluid movement. Nice. Inhale, come back to center. Take a full exhale and then step your right leg back. Nice. From here, turn your right toes to the long right edge of your mat. We're coming to an adapted side plank. So root down through your left fingers and then inhale your right arm up. Again, all the movements we've done so far hopefully sets us up quite nicely for this pose. You can look up, you can look down. This right leg's nice and strong and long. Breathing it out here. Bring the foot a little in line, or you can go a little wider. Whatever works for you. Give yourself this room to kind of experiment and to move. And then if you wanted to, you can draw some circles with this arm. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Been really enjoying these movements this year. Been doing them a lot in my classes. And then come back the other way. If it's too much, then you can always just miss out some of these poses. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, right hand down. And then right knee in and come back to all fours. And then just do that on the other side. So step the left leg long first of all. You might look down to the toes, turn the toes to the long left edge of your mat. Inhale, left arm up. Adapted side plank. Maybe go nice and wide with the right foot. Maybe go a little narrow with the right foot. Play around with it, and then you can draw those circles. See how these feel. Be cautious, you don't have to kind of move too much. Maybe come back the other way. Nice. Inhale, left arm up. And exhale, left arm down. Come back to all fours and then split the knees wide. Just come into a child's pose. Relax the body down. Breathe deeply here. So now you find the body at rest. All the amazing work you've done so far. Now hopefully you can access your breath. Breathe nice and deep. You can move around a little here, whatever feels good. And then from here, just walk your hands back towards your knees and press yourself all the way up onto all fours. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is come and lie down on your back. So as you come to lie down, we're going to do a little bit of a loving kindness meditation today. So you're going to hug your knees in, squeeze the knees, and maybe just kind of rock around. You can bring the arms out. You can always kind of knock the knees side to side. So as you do that, as you bring these movements in, then I ask you to just kind of settle into, maybe one or two more moves, whatever feels good. And then eventually find yourself in Shavasana. I'm not going to go in Shavasana because I'm going to read a script here. And make sure you're warm enough. Make sure you're comfortable enough. Maybe you have a blanket underneath your body. That can feel quite nice. And it's a little script that I read. You might have heard this one before, but I think it's a nice one to do now and again. So, that idea of settling yourself into a position where you can remain still, like always in Shavasana. You might close your eyes, or you might just soften your gaze, whatever works for you. Make sure you're really comfortable here, like truly comfortable. And maybe you bring attention to your breath and you just notice the natural flow of your breath. Your inhale and your out breath, your exhale. And that idea here that the breath is a source of life, and all life that is connected to us, and especially a sense of compassion and kindness for ourselves and others. We can usually do the others easier, right? But it's kindness to ourselves is a bit harder. And what I'm going to ask you to do is focus on these words, and you'll repeat the following phrases silent to yourself in your mind. So, may I be happy and peaceful. May I be nourished and well. May I look after myself with contentment and joy. May I possess the patience, the courage, and the wisdom to meet the challenges of my life. So I'll read those again. We're going to repeat them, but I'll give you a little bit more time to maybe repeat them to yourself internally. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be nourished and well. May I look after myself with contentment and joy. May I possess the patience, the courage, and the wisdom to meet the challenges of my life. And then here, just finally send this loving kindness to yourself. And then imagine, it's just a little visualization, you're bathing yourself in like a light of compassion. Some people think about a blue light, but it can be any coloured light. It's not just compassion, it's acceptance as well of who you are and where you are today. And now think of someone you love or respect and maybe bring them into your awareness. You're probably a lot of people. So bring someone into your awareness and say these phrases to yourself again. May this person that I love or respect be happy and peaceful. May they be nourished and well. May they look after themselves with contentment and joy. May they possess the patience, the courage, and the wisdom to meet the challenges of their life. And again, send this loving kindness to this person that you had in your mind and bathe them in the light of compassion and understanding. Now, understanding is important, right? Because sometimes people's behaviors can really mess with us, and finding a little bit of understanding of where they are can really help us. Doesn't mean we have to accept it, but we're all bringing something to the party, right? And now bringing to mind someone that you've seen. Perhaps they're in your neighborhood, your village, they're at work, but whom you don't know that well. Whether you're aware of it or not, this person, like you, also has challenges, experiencing both joy and pain. Repeat these phrases to yourself. May this person be happy and peaceful. May they be nourished and well. May they look after themselves with contentment and joy. May they possess the patience, the courage, and the wisdom to meet the challenges of their life. And same again, finally send loving kindness to this person, bathe them in the light of compassion and consideration. Consideration, I like that. And now let's extend our awareness to all beings, all life. Realize that all life has its challenges, its pain, and its joy. And say these phrases to yourself. May all beings be happy and peaceful. May they be nourished and well. May they look after themselves with contentment and joy. May they possess the patience, the courage, and the wisdom to meet the challenges of existence. And again, finally, send loving kindness to all beings, bathing all life in the light of compassion, acceptance, understanding, and consideration. And now bring this awareness back to yourself. And you're lying where you are in your space, hopefully warm and content. You're part of all life. Think again of your challenges and your joys. And repeat these words to yourself. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be nourished and well. May I look after myself with contentment and joy. May I possess the patience, the courage, and the wisdom to meet the challenges of my life. And one final time, send this loving kindness to yourself. Bathe yourself in a light of compassion and loving kindness. You can find that in lots of different places, but it's really nice. Return to your natural breath. You think about your breath as your life energy, breathing in, breathing out, and trust that being with your breath and the light of compassion will help you through life's challenges, reducing tension, giving you energy, connecting you to more than yourself. And when you're ready, you might just reorient the body and bring some little movements in. You can wriggle out for your fingers and your toes. There might be a nice natural yawn comes into your practice. You can bend the knees in. You can do all sorts of things to kind of come out of your shavasana. It's a really personal way to do this, but kind of bring the movements in that feel good. And then eventually, if you can, come back to a seated position where I am, and we'll finish the practice off here. Thank you so much for joining today, guys. Hopefully there was enough in there for you to get something from it. And thanks to the Virtual Village Hall for hosting me. Let's bring our hands to our heart, press the thumbs into the sternum, sit nice and tall. And just following from that little loving kindness meditation, just finally bow down and wish yourself well, wish everybody else well. Namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming along today. Yeah, and remember, chair yoga next Tuesday, 2:30, the 18th. And then look out for the updates on the Virtual Village Hall. I'll be back for this style of yoga. We'll do a little bit more flow next week, a few more sun salutations. I'll be back here at 2:30 next Thursday. So whatever you're doing this weekend, I hope it's a good one. Look after yourselves and try and get a little bit of yoga in, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes. It's worth it, right? It's good stuff, yoga. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. It's nice to have you along. And I'll see you all next week or Tuesday for chair yoga. See ya.